The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
Waking humanity, one soul at a time. This is the World You Don't Know radio show with your host, Nick O'Connell.
Now, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're very welcome along to this week's edition of The World You Don't Know. Myself, Mick O'Connell, and I have a packed show for you tonight. I've got a great guest coming on. He was on last week, funny enough, and the reason I'm bringing on last week's guest again is Trevor Eivers, as you know, organised, not just on his own now, with the help of a good few friends who we'll mention now throughout the show, the Awaken Aware Conference. Open Minds Island Conference in Dooley's Hotel in Waterford, and I have to say what an absolute success it was. They were nervous that because this was, I suppose, a first-time venture for them, that it wouldn't go according to plan. And, you know, I felt sorry for them for the last few weeks, but fair play to them. For someone that has never done something like this before, they pulled a blind, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do next year if they decide to do a second one, even bigger than this one. It was a pleasure to be down there for the weekend, meeting some of the people who I've been interviewing on my show over the last few months, people like Enoch Crane, Terry Lawton, Ben Gilroy was there. Absolutely fantastic speech that he gave. He's some man for one man. Met so many people, as I said, Enoch Crane and Mark Devlin, who I've interviewed on the show, Gerardo Coleman, Hilary Connor, absolutely amazing people, and it was an amazing conference. Mark Boyerski, he ended the conference yesterday with one of the most amazing spiritual talks I've ever heard. Now, I didn't stay for the whole talk, I was in and out for the talk, but we done a healing session, if you will, a bit of meditation at the end, and it was great. It was very emotional. It was a brilliant weekend, I have to say. And I suppose the man of the hour is Trevor Eivers. I'm going to go straight to Trevor. Good evening, Trevor.
Good evening, Mick.
How's the head?
I'm a bit tired today now.
I can imagine. You must be wrecked. Can I just say on behalf of the World You Don't Know show, and I suppose everybody that was down there over the weekend, what a weekend it was. It was brilliant. Fair play to you. All deserve a big pat on the back.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Mick. I really appreciate that.
And I'll let you name your team members.
Yeah.
Because you know them all better than I do, so.
Yeah, it was a huge effort, collective effort, just to go through the team. Like, you have Danny Jacob, who designed all our advertising, our posters, done our videos.
And my team tune.
And your team tune. Very creative guy, brilliant guy. As Danny was Laura Crane, Lolly Crane. So you met Lolly. She's brilliant as well. She led the tribal drumming. Don't know if you were there for the tribal drumming.
I wasn't. I was outside for that. Sorry.
So that was awesome. And she's been a fantastic help as well. I mean, every member of the team has played their part brilliantly. You have John Payne. So John, great guy. He compared. He emceed the whole event, and I think you'd agree that he'd done a brilliant job.
He did. He done a fantastic job. Great bloke, a very nice bloke as well. I was only talking to John this morning, actually. We had a little chat there this morning.
Very good.
Wonderful bloke.
He is, and he was a little bit nervous because it was his first time doing a type of a role as an MC or a compere, but I thought he was very prepared, and he had some lovely poems, actually, that he wrote himself. He started off the whole event with a gorgeous poem, and he had one as well on Sunday morning. So I thought they were really creative, really intuitive, and he'd done a great job. So that's John. We have Jackie Ray. Jackie's Cork girl, and she's like one of the most enthusiastic people I've ever met. Really nice person. And she was doing the door. You probably met Jackie as well.
Yes, I did, yeah.
Lovely lady. So she's a great girl, Jackie. Then you have Claire Cullen. Claire Cullen's another lovely lady. She's fantastic. She's, her words of wisdom. She's the type of person when she talks, you listen. And everything that she says is very meaningful and thoughtful. So, great girl. So, Claire Cullen. And then you have David Phelan. I don't know if you met David. Big guy. David's a beautiful guy. And he's been very supportive of the whole event and of the team in general. He's the kind of guy that he's a great sense of humour, and you know, in those moments that we were kind of stressed out and worried and pulling our hair out and thinking, were we ever going to pull this off? David was the kind of guy who, you know, his humour for me was great to kind of lighten us up a bit and
keep you going,
keep the focus and not to take ourselves too seriously, you know, as well. That so David Phelan. So I'm trying to think now. I have to go through everyone. So there's 4 guys and 4 girls. So there's myself, Danny, John, and David. So I've gone through the guys and the girls. You have Lolly, Claire, Jackie, and then you have Sinead Howard. Sinead Howard is just she's a next door neighbour of mine, just lives down the road, and she's actually the first girl that came on board.
And the little pug, what role did the pug play?
What's that?
The little pug.
That's Sinead's dog. So the little pug was the mascot for the conference.
Right.
She had her in the bag. So we didn't want to let him loose around the hotel because, you know, we didn't...
They want them pissing all over the nice carpet.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Sinead, for me as well, like Sinead, this idea came to me back in September 2015. And Sinead, I remember meeting her for tea in the local cafe, and I ran the idea by her. And we were going, geez, you know, we could never pull that off. How would we do it? And the intention was to do it basically the next year, and it never happened. And we kept on about it. We said then we'd form that group, the Awake and Aware in South East Ireland group, Facebook page. And Sinead was the one who always believed in me and believed in the project. And, you know, basically kept the belief that we can pull it off. And it was kind of funny, all weekend, like, she kept telling me, Jesus, we pulled it off, we done it, you know? Yeah, we actually done it, we pulled it off.
There was some buzz in the place, I have to say. It was absolutely electric.
It was an absolute fantastic buzz, and I've never experienced anything like it in my life before. Like, I think altogether 200 people came through.
Well, I can say, and I can stand here now, or sit here now, and I can verify that it was an absolutely full house.
Yeah, it was 200 people. Like, some people just got a ticket for the Saturday, some people just got a ticket for the Sunday, and then you had people with obviously weekend passes that were there for the whole weekend, and you had also people coming in just for the afternoons to see a specific talk. Like, we had an extra, say, 10-15 people that came in for Ben Gilroy and Ian O'Crane on that Saturday afternoon. So that was electric. And the feedback that we've been getting, that is amazing, because when you are, say, enlightened and awake to what's going on in the world and the bigger picture outside, say, eating, sleeping, drinking, working, you are vibrating at a frequency at a higher level than the average person. And I think that really showed itself the weekend for me, because even, you know, the feedback we've got is that when we arrived at the hotel, when I arrived at the hotel, you can actually feel it. The minute you walk into the hotel, you could feel the whole place was glowing. It was a buzz the whole weekend, and it was electric.
I mean, for some strange reason, they just happened to show up on Friday or on Saturday night. I suppose what you could call one of the most renegade Welsh choirs I've ever come across.
Yeah.
And then 20 of the wackiest nuns I've ever come across in the same room, and alcohol in the mix as well. What a night. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, I never had so much fun in all my life. And I actually ended the night then singing ballads with them. You know, it was brilliant.
It was crazy. And well, I went into the bar because even though I was absolutely shattered on Saturday evening, because we were there from 7:30 a.m., even though the doors didn't open until 8:30 a.m. And the gig started at 9:15. But it went on all day, like 6 speakers, and even after the 6 speakers, we had Jenny Martel giving a demonstration from the Orgonite from Plaster, and that was only a couple of minutes. And after that, we had the tribal drumming. And even after that, we had a great band, Water's Edge. And I kind of went off. There was the guys, Scott Cornish and David. They were doing healings as well in a little room in Dooley's called The Cabin. And loads of people, loads of attendees went up to get a healing from 7:30 to 10 o'clock. So I went up for one of them myself. because I had a knot in the back of my neck, a stress knot, and it was unreal. Because
yeah, I mean, I was at the end of the conference yesterday as they'd done the meditation there at the very end, and I was sitting right at the front, and Mark Boyerski came over to me. Now I didn't know it was him because I had my eyes closed, but he done a healing on me, and I could literally feel the tension coming out my shoulders. You know, and it was like that's how intense it was. It was great.
One of the Ubuntu guys, when I left the cabin, left the healing that Saturday evening, and he basically remarked to me the next day. He said, "You looked as though you were like, drunk. You were kind of floating on air. There wasn't a stressful bone in my body. Like I felt lucid, limp, and I felt fantastic. And when I went back into the conference, Water's Edge were still playing. Now there was only about 10 or 12, about a dozen people watching them at this point, and they finished up about 9:10. It reminded me of, it was a 12-hour day, but it seemed like 3 days, and reminded me a little bit of Woodstock in '69.
That's what it was like. Do you know what? You couldn't have put it more succinctly. That's exactly what it was for me. It was like Woodstock. Yeah. It was this event that you were caught up in, and you had this feeling that the rest of the country should be caught up in this event, but they don't even know it's on. Yeah. And that's like, I'm not going to say it's a sad part, but it's not. I think what you've done here, Trevor, is I've had many phone calls with you over the last few months, many Facebook conversations. And I mean, I'll bring you back to the first phone call. You phoned me back in September, I think it was, asking my opinion on the tickets and prices and, how would it go and do you think it'd work and stuff like that. And I remember saying to you at the time, look, David Icke, when he started out, couldn't fill a phone box. Now he's filling stadiums. Now you fill Dooley's Hotel. Next year, fill some big massive place up in Dublin, put 1,000 people in there. I've no doubt in my mind that you can do it. You did this, you pulled it off, and it's been an absolute brilliant, magical success. So look, onwards and upwards, go bigger the next time.
And you know what, we're going to do that, and not before a long break on my part. Anyway.
And a well-deserved break as well, I might add.
I've just put in so much effort. I know everyone else has as well. But personally, and that takes its toll in the sense that, look, when it finished yesterday after the meditation, and everyone started hugging me and me them, I just started crying. I just basically almost just the sense of relief, and it was like someone had taken a 10-ton medallion off my shoulders. Because all that kind of stress and worry, to make sure it runs smoothly and
was it worth it?
Okay, and and when it came at the end and everything just worked out, it couldn't have worked out better. It was just like, I remember as well, Mark Boyerski hugged me in the end, and that guy,
there's something about him, isn't there?
It's amazing, because when he was hugging me, and Scott Cornish, I have to say as well, when I started hugging Scott, something happened.
Do you know what he's like? Do you know what? The only way I can describe Mark Boyerski, and I mean this, is he's like this breeze of light that just floats in and out wherever he goes, just touching everything he passes. You just have to look at the guy and he cheers you up.
He's wonderful, but the thing is, like, most of the people and nearly all of the people that passed through the conference had their own light as well, and that's the purpose of Mark's talk, that we're all shining the light within us. That's what we're doing, spreading the conscious knowledge and awareness. We're shining the light in the darkness. We're informing people. We're becoming more informed, and then how can we empower ourselves to fight back, to make the change. And that's what the whole weekend was about. And when Mark hugged me, and Scott and some great people, Leslie, Belfast and Danielle, and hugging some of the group as well, Lolly and John, and it was just like a release. It was just a release. And when I was hugging, I think it was Scott, I couldn't stop crying, and it was kind of hadn't cried in years. I literally hadn't cried because I was kind of like brought up. You're conditioned to.
That's what, man. We're not supposed to cry, Trevor.
You're not supposed to cry. Yeah, you're.
Come here, I cry at the end. I cry at the end of Wheel of Dealers when I see the car done up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That'll tell you how empathic I am, honestly. I feel it for everything, I really do. And I've no shame in crying. I'll cry at the end of a sad film. I don't care, I will cry. And I defy any man to say he wouldn't do it.
I think it's a wonderful thing, because it's not,
It's a stress release. That's why you're supposed to cry.
It is. And when you wake up and when you experience something like we experienced the weekend...
They weren't tears of sadness. It was all tears of joy. That's what it was. You'd accomplished an amazing feat. You really did.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like therapy. It was just like just a flood of tears that just came, and I couldn't help it. I couldn't stop. But there was this thing where the condition was still there, and when I was hugging Scott, and I had my head on his shoulder, I was nearly embarrassed to raise it because, geez, I don't want people to see me kind of whatever, Well,
I got it on video. It's going on YouTube later on. I'm joking, Trevor. Listen, I need to go to my so do you mind hanging on for a couple of minutes?
No worries.
Brilliant. Folks, I'll be back in a couple of minutes with Trevor Eivers. Talk to you very shortly.
Broadcasting to Lucan, this is Liffey Sound, 96.4 FM.
Have you heard about the sensational showroom offer from Keen Windows? Keen Windows, the experts in UPVC windows and doors, are now offering a massive 35% discount on all products sold at our state-of-the-art showrooms at Fonthill Industrial Park, near Liffey Valley Shopping Centre, now open 7 days a week. Remember, this amazing offer only applies to showroom visitors, so don't delay, call over to us today.
Liffey Sound FM Job Spot on 96.4 FM. West Dublin Disability Services are looking for personal assistance to persons with disabilities. There are 2 community employment places available to assist a person with disabilities to live an independent life. Personal care involved. The positions will be located in either Lucan or the Newcastle area. You must be in receipt of a social welfare payment for 1 year or more and be over the age of 25 years. If you are interested, please call 01 6211 088 or email ann.wdds@yahoo.ie. If you would like to advertise a vacancy with Liffey Sound FM, please contact 01 621 9425.
Okay, Sue, you're our secret weapon. That's why we need you on the bench. Yeah? Ready to get us over the line when we need it?
For the love of... Cut to the chase already.
You're on the bench. Get over it.
Get the updates you need to know on the Dublin Bus app. If there's a major disruption to your route, an alert will appear in red text on the real-time info page for your bus stop. Cut to the chase. Download the free Dublin Bus app today.
You're listening to Liffey Sound on 96.4 FM.
Now, folks, you're very welcome back. And Trevor, you're still with me, I take it?
Yeah, still here, Mick.
Lovely, jubbly. Now, listen, I'm going to move on a little bit. I want to talk about some of the guests that were there, right? So, who was first up at the event? Because I didn't get down until late in the afternoon. So, who was first up?
Well, first up was the fantastic Ubuntu Ireland.
And what were they? I mean, I've heard of Ubuntu. I haven't looked into Ubuntu a whole lot. I have all the intentions of looking into Ubuntu, of course. But you seem to know a lot more about Ubuntu than I do. And I do know they were sort of a last-minute addition to the lineup.
They were, but it actually worked out wonderfully because...
Well, they were supposed to be there. I mean, this was a synchronistic event as far as I can see, so...
Exactly.
There was no coincidence that they were there. They were meant to be there.
There's no such thing as a coincidence, So, yeah, they were fantastic. It's a movement founded by Michael Tellinger. Are you aware of Michael Tellinger?
I am indeed, yeah. I know who Michael Tellinger is.
Now, before Ubuntu Sock, I was more familiar with Michael Tellinger's books on the Anunnaki and the Sumerians and the basically ancient alien type stuff that he's written. But he actually it was a great surprise that he recorded a pre-recorded message. Especially for a conference, to wish us the best of luck. I think it was a 10 or 15-minute message, and it was a wonderful surprise. What Ubuntu is that, it's realizing that the system is broken. Okay, and the root cause, it's looking at the root causes of why the system is broken. And the system is broken, obviously. The main reason is
I think the corruption is probably the biggest reason.
The fractional reserve banking.
Yeah, that's the seat of this corruption, I suppose.
Yeah,
and then you've got your corrupt politicians keeping that paradigm going.
Yeah, and it's really creating a new reality, in the sense that it's leaving the system, the old one, behind, and creating a new one. And there's this term contributionism, which means that it's about a community coming together and engaging together in a space where we're utilizing all our different gifts that we have. So, you have your electricians and your carpenters and your artists and your writers, and everyone's coming together to create a new reality and a new system, and to just basically step away as well from the kind of whole processed food kind of production as well, to grow your own food and to,
But there's a war on permaculture though, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, but they have a fantastic idea, like Ubuntu Ireland. They have a farm in Tipperary, which I think is it's 12 acres, maybe more, I think. And the plan is to grow fruit and veg, and for everyone to contribute to it, and to basically, go back to nature and start giving, give to give, not give to get, and to step out of this whole kind of cycle that, look, the whole courts and the politicians and the banks and all that, and to leave that and to elevate ourselves in a spiritual and conscious way and come together to grow in a community way, that we can kind of stop giving the energy, stop giving the old system that we know is broken any energy, to create a new system that includes everyone and is about, it's about the greater good. It's about taking our power back, and it's about connecting together as one as well. And that's the best way I can describe it, and move forward in a more productive way. Now, they did say, this is going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. But I think it's a fantastic idea, and it's something that it was a great way to start off the conference, because we started off with a new solution proposal that people might have heard about, including myself, but didn't know an awful lot about. So it was really interesting to dig into Ubuntu and to have them start the conference. A great bunch of guys as well.
It's something I'm definitely going to look into. Now, who was up next then after them? Mark Devlin, I believe, was it?
So Mark Devlin was up next.
Lovely bloke as well, I must say. Very nice guy.
Oh man. Like, Mark is one of the most genuine, nicest, down-to-earth people, and in spiritual way as well, that you could ever meet. Really, really nice guy to deal with, and a pleasure to work with. And he gets into, as I've said here, you've had him on the show before, and we've discussed.
He will be on again as well. He's agreed to come back on in the near future.
Brilliant. He gets into the musical truth, and his presentation went down really well. Like, again, similar to Ubuntu, a lot of people wouldn't have
known about the music industry, because we just take music for granted. It's on in the background, or you put your favourite CD on, or you watch your favourite video on the television, but you don't realise who's behind all of this industry and the malevolent forces that are running the industry.
That's right. And it was more about his presentation. It was called Lifetime Actors in Culture Creation, and what that meant is that the celebrities and the bigger, more famous artists and actors and academia
too. I mean, he put a post up today. He put a post up. I don't know if you've seen his post about Stephen Hawking, have you?
Yeah, I've seen them.
And I had to look through it, and I read a couple of links, but he linked to a couple of articles, and I had to read. There's something else I'm going to look into a little bit more, Because when I see them making a movie about something, I usually think it's propaganda, and then you had that movie about Stephen Hawking with Eddie Redmayne. A good movie, I've seen it. It was a very, very good film. But Stephen Hawking, that's a strange one, all right. That's one I'm going to look into in the future, maybe do a show about.
Well, some of the stuff that Mark was up with, there was a few awes in the audience, because something like, for example, like Paul McCartney
Not being the real Paul McCartney,
that he's not who he seems he
Apparently
is.
He died in the 60s and he's been replaced.
Exactly. And Mark went into that, and that was kind of like the subject. People were, you could see the people were in a trance watching it, and some people were a bit shocked, especially I suppose the Paul McCartney fans. I don't think there was too many there by the end, but yeah, like, I mean, some of the stuff that Mark was getting into was brilliant. Just asking simple questions like, why is, for example, all these celebrities like Kim Kardashian, why is she famous? What talent does she have?
They don't have any talent, that's the thing. They have no talent at all.
Famous for being famous.
I mean, it's the same with all these singers, like you see all these like Justin Biebers and stuff like that. Without a good sound engineer, they'd sound crap.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I mean, I sang a ballad in that pub the other night and I sounded crap.
Yeah.
If I didn't have them Welsh guys backing me up, I would have been worse, you know what I mean? Yeah. On my own, I was diabolical, but they acted as sound engineers on the night, so...
But it's all planned, it's all an agenda, it's all to push it, to make it soulless, to make it heartless, and to push it in that direction. I mean, something like auto-tune as well, it's just, it takes all the spirit out of it, all that stuff, and
I heard a quote once, music was much better when the musician was ugly, and them days are gone. It's all about how you look, it's not about how you sound anymore,
Long gone. So that's Mark Devlin.
Right, great people. Look Mark Devlin up on YouTube. He's an absolutely wonderful guy, some great information. Absolutely, he'll open your mind when it comes to the music industry, so have a look at him. Who came up after that then? Was it Ben, wasn't it?
Well, after that we had lunch, and we had a few glitches in the morning. We had where it took us just a while. This is the thing, running this event for the first time, where
there's going to be gremlins.
The stage, where we had the podium not on the stage, we had it below the stage, and we had a problem that the audience couldn't really see the speaker enough, so we put the podium up on the stage, and we had that fixed for kind of the afternoon.
Right.
But we're learning as we go. But like when we come back from lunch, we had those conspiracy guys were next, and they were amazing. Like they were brilliant.
They're very funny.
In tears, laughing. We had the lights on for them, and people engaged with them, and it was like I was crying laughing myself. It was just so funny, and they're continuing the tradition of Bill Hicks and George Carlin. That to me is there's no better way of getting across a message than with humour.
And it stays with you now. Funny, you should just mention that the guy that does his show before me, Dave Darcy, he does a heavy rock show. I recommend it to people if you like that kind of music. He's one of the best I've ever heard doing it. But anyway, while we were off air, the news was on, and we were talking about that very subject, and he said the best way to remember information like what you get into, he says, is through humour.
And as well as that, it's the best form of healing. Like laughter is the best medicine as well. So they were fantastic. Now, after those conspiracy guys, like when they rocked the place and they really lifted it, because people come back after lunch, as you would. When you come back after lunch and you're full and you're tired, within 5 minutes, those conspiracy guys had the place buzzing and laughing. And that kind of continued into the next speaker. That was Ben Gilroy. And Ben came and, Ben didn't stop, because
Ben absolutely brought the house down. He was brilliant.
Right. He was amazing. And you know what as well? He
wasn't trying to be funny.
No, but
he was just telling the story as it happened.
Yeah, but he was very humorous.
He's brilliant. He is. He's brilliant.
Funny as well. And Ben to me oozes charisma.
Oh, doesn't he just?
He's a funny man as well. He's a great sense of humour, and he's like, the knowledge is just awesome. And I think
if the people of this country only knew what that man has been doing, he's owed a massive debt of gratitude from the whole nation. Or from the world in general. He really is. And people like Ben. It's not just Ben. There's lots of people out there doing what he's doing. But Ben, his presentation was just brilliant. Absolutely amazing.
He had the audience eating out of the palm of his hand. He really hadn't he? I mean, you were there to witness that. Yeah. It was electric, and a lot of people came in to see him, and the place was just buzzing by that.
All I can remember about that whole presentation was €700, and the sheriff riding into town. It was just so funny.
That's right.
It was brilliant.
That was absolutely brilliant. So that was Ben. And look, going through all these speakers, I mean, we actually sat down, myself and John Payne, I think, last night, and after it was all over, and we were kind of going through the speakers one by one, and kind of for the crack, we were kind of marking them out of 10, and there was no speaker that got below 9. It was like 9, 10, 9, 10. That was it the whole way through. So after Ben, then was amazing because you had those conspiracy guys who lifted everyone. Then you had Ben coming in, and Ben blew people away. Absolutely awesome. And then you had Ian O'Crane. I mean, Ian O'Crane then...
A brilliant presentation.
Oh, he's top class.
Isn't
I mean, he's a true pro, and he, you know, you can tell he's a true pro. And his talk went into fracking and how, you know, the work that Ian does and the bigger geopolitical agenda, what's going on in the world, and joining the dots. And there's no better man than Ian to provide insight into that. And there was one point, I looked around at one point and you couldn't hear a pin drop because it was just mesmerising. Because it was kind of like those conspiracy guys opened the door to kind of with laughter and humour. Then Ben came in and blew him away with his talk. But it was like Ian then brought them down the rabbit hole even further.
Yeah, because when Ben was finished, the feeling I got in the room was, oh my God, what's coming up next? You know, that's the way it felt, you know, and then...
It was, and more people then came in for Ian O'Crane. I know that there was a meeting there the same day in Waterford, the anti-eviction task force group, and fair play to them, like Jerry Hone and the guys, some of them came in to see at the end of Ben's talk and Ian O'Crane's talk, and that's why I kind of filled up at that point. And so that was Ian O'Crane. So like he's again amazing, absolutely amazing. And we finished then the first day with Hilary Connor, and the idea, Hilary's brilliant. I mean, the structure of the whole show, the event, was to always start with something, a solution, and end on a positive, more solutions. And Hilary's talk, even though I felt sorry for Hilary in a way, because
she was a bag of nerves up there, but fair play to her, she still got up and did it.
Well, Ian O'Crane is a hard act to follow.
Very, very much so.
I mean, I couldn't. I mean, I think it wasn't so much, to me, it was like the way Ian O'Crane delivers, he's a
professional, he's had to hone his skills, and he's learned his craft. Hilary, as you said, it was her first time out.
Yeah, but Hilary has a different way of expressing her message, and it's more gentle, and it's more...
Hilary's message came from the heart. Ian's came from his years of knowledge, and he was imparting that knowledge upon us. What Hilary was giving to that audience was direct from her heart, you know what I mean? She was teaching everyone about love in that room that day.
That's right. I mean, it was still brilliant. I mean, in fairness, as she went on, she got better and she grew in confidence, and, you know, it was a wonderful message that she was given. And I thought, you know, she hit the nail on the head that, you know, we need to focus on love and step away from fear and step into our own power and realise in the moment, you know, that all these things we worry about and stress about, and, you know, like we need to basically step out of that and know that, you know, realise our own power and our true power. And
instead of sitting at home worrying about what's going on and what can you do about it.
Exactly, and killing yourself, because stress is a silent killer, and you can sit, you know all this information.
You don't have to tell me about stress, you know. I had car problems all week and I got quite stressed out over it, you know.
Yeah, so Hilary, like her talk was absolutely like fantastic.
Brilliant.
I mean, like, you know what, it wasn't to me, I mean, it was a bit of a transition from Ian to Hilary, but at the same time it was good as well to finish on that note with the speakers. And then after that, then we had a short presentation from Jenny Martell, and she was there. She had a table for the orgonite from Plaster. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I did see that,
that talk, and she had a table there in the corner of the conference room, and she gave a little talk, and I think she could give a demonstration later. So then we had her, and then we finished the day one with the tribal drumming. So we had the tribal drumming, which said Laura Crane and her friends led, and that was like, it was a big circle in the room. Like, we changed the format in the room, and everyone was sitting around the room. And when the drumming started, like, it was like, personally, when I got involved, even my sister got involved when she came down from Longford to support it. And she never experienced something like that before, you know. And when she closed her eyes and the drumming, the idea of the drumming is to kind of, it's an energy, you know.
That it is, yeah. The sound will give you a particular frequency, and
the sound
would have an effect on you. It definitely would.
It puts you in a trance, and it lifts your whole vibration. It connects everyone in, and it basically, you know, it connects as well with the, in my opinion, like the metaphysical world, you know. And it's something to behold and experience. It's fantastic. And at that point, as I said earlier on, like I did go for a healing then with the guys, Scott and David, which was fantastic. And I came down floating, and I went into the room, and there's a great band, Water's Edge, that finished off the day, and they played an hour set from, I think it was 8 to 10 past 9. We finished that. Kieran Smithfield, a great guy. He's also anti-geoengineering activist and lovely man. And so they finished the day one. So
day one was a total success, and it really was. Yeah. Trevor, listen, I need to go to a break, so I'm not trying to put in, but I must go to a quick ad break. So would you mind hanging on for a minute or two?
Sure, mate.
That'll be brilliant. Folks, we'll be back in 2 minutes with Trevor Eivers.
You're listening to Liffey Sound. www.liffeysoundfm.ie. Listen online. Community radio at its best.
Oh, John, it's not you, it's me. We're on such different paths, you and I. Breaking away from routine is what we need, just to shake things up for us.
Here, cut to the chase, will you?
It's you. We're breaking up.
Getting the Dublin bus updates you need to know on Twitter is now way easier. Simply search #DB followed by your route number, and you'll only see the messages relating to that route. Cut to the chase and follow @Dublin Bus News on Twitter.
Hi everyone. You can listen to Opera Works on Liffey Sound 96.4 FM, your favourite radio station in the world, every Saturday at 6 p.m. Listen in and you will hear the best of opera, classical music on Liffey Sound 96.4 FM. Remember, Saturday, 6 o'clock.
The Liffey Valley Park Alliance is heartened to see the increasing numbers of locals and visitors enjoying the many attractions of our beautiful Liffey Valley. There's something for everyone in the valley: magnificent parks, riverside walks, water sports, historic houses and much, much more. What could be more relaxing than a stroll in Lucan Domain or a visit with the family to St Catherine's Park and its eco-friendly children's playground? Or you could visit Castletown House and Domain in Selbridge, Waterstown Park in Palmerstown, the Memorial Gardens at Island Bridge, or Farmley House and Gardens in the Phoenix Park. Don't forget to bring your camera. The Liffey Valley is a photographer's paradise.
Danger, danger! If sore necks, ringing in your ears and mosh pits are your thing, check out High Voltage with me, Dave Darcy, for all things rock, metal and punk. Every Monday evening from 7 to 9 on Liffey Sound 96.4 FM.
Danger, danger! High voltage! Bring the talent!
Local programs, local presenters, local news. Tune to Liffey Sound 96.4 FM.
Now, folks, you're very welcome back. Now, Trevor, you're still with me, I hope.
Still here, mate.
That's great. Now, Trevor, Sunday then was another packed out day. I'm not going to drag it out too much because you haven't got a whole lot of time. So, first up then on Sunday was Tom Ryan. Now, Tom has been a past guest on my show. He's a great friend. Talking about personal sovereignty. I think that talk went down very well. People really got what he was saying.
Yeah, and Tom, no more than those conspiracy guys and Ben, he had a great humorous aspect to his talk as well.
He was funny, Tom was as well, yeah, he was.
Oh, he was funny. I mean, remember the joke he told about the big fat cow? And,
yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
You listen to me, woman, you wouldn't hear a big fat cow. But that was good. I must use that sometime, definitely, yeah. Exactly, I will use that.
So Tom, his talk, I couldn't have went better. I mean, everyone that I asked never come up with me saying 10 out of 10. Tom's talk was the best of the weekend. I mean, they were all the best of the weekend.
Every talk was the best of the weekend, without a doubt, because everyone's going to take something different from every single speaker.
Yeah, and that's Thomas talked about personal sovereignty, and the part of Tom's talk that I really got into, being a hypnotist myself, is the beliefs.
The belief system people have, yes.
That was very interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting, all right. I mean, I see that myself with everybody. I don't like calling people sheeple. I don't. I think it's a derogatory term. But it is one that's bandied about quite a lot in the truth movement. To, people who are not awake, if you want to use that word even. And even that, I don't like using that phrase. But as Tom quite rightly explained, it is the belief system. They've been brought up to believe certain things about society, and they get stuck in that rut. And if you try and explain the real society that they live in, cognitive dissonance kicks in and they'll push you away, they'll call you crazy, and that's it, game over. And as Tom says, all you can do is plant seeds. That's all you can do.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's the thing. Look, it was a fascinating talk, and it went on as well. The Q&A, even I think overall over the weekend, the attendees, they asked brilliant questions.
Yeah.
There was no question that was asked that was a silly question.
There was no silly questions at all. No, all very serious questions. And
may I say as well how great it was that we didn't even need security at it.
Why would you want security at an event like that? It was only love that was there, you know.
Only love, and there was no bad word. There was no incident. It was just perfect. It was just, the place was buzzing, and everyone was connected in. So that's Tom Ryan the first. So I better move on to the second speaker. And in the morning, that was Terry Lawton talking about the geoengineering agenda and weather manipulation. Terry, I thought it was, again,
very good at joining the dots when he's pointing out various aspects of the airline industry and what's going on. And I thought it was quite good the way he explained the compartmentalisation. You know, because some of the members of the audience were asking, well, how come the pilots don't know? You know, they must be in on it. They wouldn't even have to know. It can be done remotely, as Terry quite rightly explained.
That's right. And Terry, to me, proved beyond a shadow of a doubt to anyone who was having any doubts before that, that, you know,
this is going on.
This is going on without a shadow of a doubt. And the unfortunate thing is that if it's how do you get people that are, you know, deny this stuff to come in and sit and listen to Terry with an open mind for an hour and a half? Because I'm sure if they'd done that, then they'd be converted straight away.
Without a shadow of a doubt, yeah.
Like Terry, you've seen yourself. Like Terry came up, like he showed patents. He showed, like, you know, evidence how governments have sprayed people from back in the, you know, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and I remember all these experiments. I'm looking at it going, she's always horrified, you know.
Yeah.
And
Agent Orange, they sprayed that over populations back in the 50s and 60s.
Very slick. It was people were knocked out with it. I mean, the questions, I had to kind of end it. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Because we wanted one thing the weekend. We wanted to keep it on schedule because we got advice from other people who've organised events that, look, you need to keep this on schedule because
it'll run away with itself.
Yeah, once you give someone 5 minutes extra and 10 minutes extra, then the next speaker is not fair on them.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, they start 10 minutes later.
So who was up next then after Terry? Because I'm on a schedule here too.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to run out of time. I want to try and fit everybody in.
After Terry, we're nearly there now. So after Terry in the Sunday afternoon, geez, I nearly forget. Garota Coleman. So Garota Coleman, he's talking about the reality of what's going on in Syria.
In the Middle East.
People might know Garota from the fantastic interview on RT television.
RT, that's Russia Today, folks, not RTE.
Yeah, Russia Today. The aftermath of the Paris terror attack, in which he basically explained exactly what was going on in terms of how it was a manipulated event.
False flag.
Turned false flag into the consciousness of millions of people.
Yeah.
He gave a fantastic talk. I was very impressed with him.
And a lovely guy as well. I had a good conversation with him at the bar in the hotel. Very nice guy.
Oh, really, really nice guy. Really, really nice guy. And what's going on in not only Syria, but what happened in Libya and Gaddafi wasn't the bad man. Remember that everyone mainstream were making him out to be. So all this different stuff. And he got me out of a hole then for the next speaker. And the next speaker is Judith Farry Baker.
And she was brilliant.
She went into the Kennedy assassination. But she took a while. We had a few technical problems before she started. But the thing about it is that Garrod got me out of a hole there because I just said, look, keep on asking questions, and it must have been question after question, and the man has such a great mind that he was firing back the answer. Like he could still be on that stage, Mick, now.
He could be, yes. He's a wealth of information.
Yeah, he is.
He was brilliant.
So Judith Farry Baker, then she was great. She got into the ins and outs of her affair with Lee Harvey Oswald. And
my niece's boyfriend that was with me, John, and my nephew, he fell in love with her. He's still in love with her.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, he had a great time talking to her yesterday.
She's a lovely lady.
Very nice lady.
I collected her off the train there in Waterford on Friday and brought her back for a cup of coffee and tea in my gaff. And I had her for 3 hours all to myself. And I was kind of like another encyclopedia, basically, you know.
Yeah. Lovely woman, too. A lovely woman.
Lovely woman as well, and she got into as well towards the end of her our presentation about how she was involved in coming up for the cure for cancer.
Yeah.
The cure for cancer, and
this is back in the 60s, Trevor.
Back in the 60s, and how the vaccination program, the polio vaccination program back in the 50s and 60s, led to basically polio. The vaccination program led to cancer. Lots of cancers, and so on.
And that's another talk for another day about vaccines and the big conspiracy surrounding that.
Yeah, exactly. But she ended on a light note as well. Like, I mean, she's basically, she made the joke that she's, she's drinking the Irish water and she's not feeling too good.
Yeah, she let everybody know that as well, and she was right. She's not wrong there.
Yeah, so a lot of people have said to me afterwards, geez, you know what, that was brilliant, because the Kennedy assassination is something that a lot of people...
It's all connected though, this is the thing.
It's all connected.
Everything is connected, yes it is. All these historical events, no matter how far apart you think they are, they're all interconnected in some way.
Exactly.
So after Judith, who do we have?
After Judith, now, this is the thing, that the last two speakers we scheduled in for a reason, and, we had a lot of deep information going across the day, from Terry to Garage to Judith, and we wanted to, again, lift it up and finish on a positive, solutions on a high, and the first we had doing that is a fantastic lady named, name is Gemma Hughes, and Gemma, as you've seen her talk, a beautiful lady, really calm. I
learned a lot about herbs that I didn't know, and plants and stuff.
Yeah, she talked about herbs, and I thought she was very clever the way she had done her presentation on herbs, because she went through all the herbs that are good for opening the mind.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
I did, and I actually said to my partner today, she was talking about buying some stuff for herself, and I says, listen, if you're out looking for herbs, try and get me some of that holy basil. What is that? Doesn't matter, just get me some.
Yeah.
So I want some of that for the old pineal gland, it's a bit calcified at the moment, so...
Exactly. So Gemma is, a beautiful soul, and she went into as well some part of her talk, not just on herbs and how some of the problems by eating dairy products and stuff like that. She talked a lot about her own life and her own problems in it, and how she solved those problems by changing her eating, and how herbs contributed to her overall healing.
And then finally, after Gemma, then we had the wonderful Mark Bojerski.
Yeah, we couldn't have finished it. Then all the lights went down the whole place, and Mark Bojerski...
He's something else, isn't he? For one man, he's something else.
At that stage, no slides, no nothing, just a microphone in his hand.
That's all he needed.
And a candle, and for the hour he was talking. And I think only about 50 people stayed for it, because it was later in the evening. And it was mesmerising, wasn't it?
Yeah, I caught the first 20 and the last 20 minutes. I was out in between.
It was just great.
But from what I did catch, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
You catch the rest of it, because we have the whole thing recorded. There's three great filmmakers from Paris that came over and filmed the whole thing. And to finish with Mark Bojerski was just brilliant, because the words that came out of his mouth were like, I think everyone was nearly in tears.
Yeah, I just got a message there on Facebook from two friends who were at the event, Philip and Hilda Phelan. Philip went out today and bought some holy basil. Fair play to you, Philip. I look forward to seeing your mind expanding that a little bit further.
Brilliant.
So well done. It was great to meet them down there and everybody else. And listen,
well done to everyone who attended. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I said at the end after Mark's talk that everyone who attended
made that event happen.
Team, we came together and we made that happen, and that was the beauty of the whole experience.
Yeah.
That we came together and as one, and we informed ourselves.
Yeah. Do you know, funny you should say that about informing yourself. I mean, I went out there yesterday morning, I don't know if I told you, and there was a homeless guy outside the Sentry, and I couldn't pass him. I gave him a few quid, and I bought him some tobacco, but the guards drove past, and this obnoxious robot is all I can describe him as. Turned the car around and came back and told him to move. So I asked him, so why are you telling him to move? He's doing no harm. He's just sitting there having a chat with me. We're two sovereign citizens. And he looked at me, he gave me a strange look. And he says, he's not allowed to be within 15 metres of the ATM. I said, well, the ATM is 30 metres away at the back of the shop. I said, so technically he's not breaching your rule. And I said, there is no rule that requires him to be 15 metres away. There's no law that requires him. He says, yeah, the Public Order Act states he's not allowed to hang around outside the shops. I said, well, that's a statue. And I pointed out that it has no force and no without consent. And I said, this man didn't consent to be moved. He's not disturbing the peace. In fact, I said, you're disturbing his peace. And he started getting shorty with me then. And I reckon he was heading towards Get Me Collarfelt until the homeless guy, I don't even know his name, I can't remember his name, but he stood up and says, listen, I'm going to move, I don't want you to get you into trouble, and he moved, and it ended there, you know. But I was saying, you know, that guard, I said to myself, you know, if he's a measure of what the guards are, there's not much hope for us in the future, there really isn't. You know, he was completely bereft of any conscience.
Yeah.
It was horrible to witness, but anyway, I can only wish him luck, and I really hope he does find his heart and finds his conscience and turns back into a human being, because he wasn't yesterday.
But your action there, I mean, you're taking something that, you know, you learned over the weekend, and
yeah,
you know, you're putting that to use. And I think Mark's message at the end was that everyone's going to leave this conference with something, and we all have a role to play, and we all are so much more powerful than we ever would realise. And look, it's a ripple effect. I mean, the whole hotel, I felt the whole weekend was like, I would say it was glowing.
I was shaking, Trevor, because I jumped up and down on my bedroom floor in that hotel, and the whole room moved, the kitchen, no. I thought the whole building was going to collapse. I said, I'm not doing that again.
Oh, and did you see my post there today? Because when everyone left, I deliberately went back in. There was no one left in the conference room. Everyone was gone. I went up, I sat down on the stage, and I sat there for 15 minutes, and I closed my eyes. And even though you couldn't hear a pin drop,
the buzz was still there.
I could feel the
the energy hadn't left the room yet. It's probably still in the room.
It was still in the room, mate.
Yeah, I've no doubt about it, Trevor.
And then I started crying again, because it was after stopping earlier on, and then I started, you know what, I didn't want to leave. It was such a powerful experience that I didn't want to leave, you know.
Well, Trevor, listen, unfortunately we've come to the end of the show, because I want to play a song that I think is quite appropriate for the times that we live in, and it's a new song that the previous presenter, Dave Darcy, gave me a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to play it. Trevor, listen, you've done an absolutely amazing job, and well done. Give yourselves all a big pat on the back, you and your crew.
And Mick, can I just thank you for all your support for the conference, and I want to thank everyone who came to the conference from the bottom of my heart, and I'm so overjoyed that everyone enjoyed.
It's a pleasure, Trevor. It was an absolute pleasure, you know, giving you the promotion that I gave you, and I'll do it all again the next time you get this stuff off the ground.
You're a gent. Thanks very
Trevor,
much.
thanks very much for coming on. I'll talk to you very soon, my friend.
You're welcome.
Talk to you soon. Folks, that was Trevor Eivers. What a wonderful guy, what a wonderful event. Anyway, folks, this has been The World You Don't Know. And unfortunately, we have come to the end of the show. I'm going to play out now with a song that I've been lining up here for the last few minutes. And it's by a band called The Cloud Coalition. I've never heard of these guys before. Apparently they're very... Have a listen to the lyrics of this. I listened to it the other day, and it's quite an apt song considering everything we've just been talking about. Folks, this has been The World You Don't Know. And remember, the world is full of great people. People like Trevor. And if you can't find one, be one. Talk to us all very soon.